What is up, people? Welcome back to the channel. This is Srinivas from The Devil's Next Adventure, and got a new one for you today. Today, we're going to be comparing a road helmet and an off-road helmet. In case any one of you have been curious about why they are the way they are and why do you use particular helmets for particular type of riding. Probably that information might help you out in knowing what kind of helmet you want for your style of riding. I'm just gonna dive into it right away, and I'll give you a couple of major categories why they are different and what are the advantages and disadvantages respectively. Alright, so here we have both the helmets. Just like the previous video, I'm going to avoid bringing my hand in front of the frame, so I've got my baton here again. We're going to be dividing this into three major categories based on their differences. One is the flap on top of the helmet, a helmet with a flap versus the one without, a goggle versus a visor, and an extended chin versus a normal chin. Just to get it out of the way, with respect to comfort, the road helmet is going to be more aerodynamic, and if you are into touring and if you do a lot of long distance riding, highways and things like that, the road helmet would be the best option to go for. However, the off-road helmet, though less aerodynamic, there are ways to make it aerodynamic, because when I'm going for an off-road trail and if I have to go through a stretch of highway or anything of that sort, I remove the goggle. This helmet does come with a full-face visor. Most of the off-road helmets would, or just like a lift-up visor, and you can use that. These screws can remove the flap. This will have like a cap kind of an effect, so it'll keep pushing your head back when you're on high speed. So you can just remove that. It'll look a little funny, but at least you'll have less neck pain when you're on highways. So this is completely doable on highways, but if you're mostly doing highways, this is the way to go. Another reason why a flap is going to be more important to you is two basic reasons. One is when you are off-roading, you need to be more aware of what is immediately in front of you. It could be another rider, it could be an obstacle, it could be your trail. And firstly, if you have the sun hitting right in front of you, or if you're facing the sun, you will have issues looking in front. You will have issues having a good visibility. So this allows you to just bend your neck in a particular way where you can block the sun and still have everything visible below that. And at the same time, when you have the other bikers riding in front of you, you will have mud or slush splashing off their rear tires, and you will be able to protect your eyes using this. And the goggles do the job, but if it is slush, it will just stick to your goggle and then you can't see anything anyways. So it's just better to let your flap take the hit, and those kind of things are not required when you are on the highways, so this one obviously does not have it. Now the second category, and for me the main category, is the goggle versus the visor. Like I said, this helmet did come with a visor, but I removed it, and it did not come with a goggle. I ordered the goggle separately and made sure that I'm using a goggle, and there's a very good reason for that. When you are off-roading, you do have a lot of physical activity, and your body is comparatively very warm. So when you breathe out a lot of warm air. If it is a full face visor that you have, you will be exhaling warm air into your helmet. And even if you have a pin lock visor, there will be time when it'll fail, and you won't really have a good visibility. However, in case of a goggle, your nose and your mouth is outside the glass, so you will be breathing out of the glasses which are protecting your eyes. So it will only protect your eyes, and you will be able to exhale out, and there will be no issues with fogging or anything of that sort, giving you a clear visibility throughout. At the same time, like I said, you do have the option to switch to a visor at any time if you want, and you do have the ability to just either use this or the visor depending on you're doing highways or off-roads. But that option will not be available in this, because if I try to take the same goggle and try fitting it in this helmet, it does not fit. So I'll basically have to just remove the visor, and if I do that, I technically have no eye protection at all. Any bike in front of me can just splash mud on my face and it will just get into my eyes. And lastly, the chin or the bottom structure of the helmet. I don't know if that would be a primary reason why somebody would buy this helmet, but it's made a lot of sense to me, so I kind of like that added benefit. The front end of the helmet in an off-road helmet is far away from your face. So in case of a crash, if the helmet is not snug enough, this will just hit back on your chin and you'll end up having an injured jaw just because of the helmet. I mean, it's better than having your jaw exposed directly to the road or tarmac, but there are chances that your helmet could hurt you, and in that situation having these couple of extra inches over here definitely helps, because you do have one front protection on the flap, but this is something that will break easily if you fall on it. But the extended chin or the pointed chin in front makes sure that there is some decent amount of distance between your mouth and the end of the helmet, so in case you take an impact directly in the front, you're not likely to hit the front end of the helmet on your jaw. The point that I'm trying to make is both of the helmets are made for particular reasons, and if you are somebody who mostly just does touring and highways and stuff like that, and once in a while you might just end up hitting an off-road track, you really don't have to worry about it. But I actually wanted to take my off-roading experience to the next level, so I did some research and it made a lot of sense to me, so I ended up assembling this. I will be making another video about this helmet in particular, because this is not the way it comes. There's a lot of modifications done to it. I have made a lot of changes. If you haven't subscribed to the channel already, do that. Hit a like on the video if you like the content, and I will see you in the next one.